Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex, published in 1952, is a classic feminist statement. The book's central argument is that throughout history, woman has always occupied a secondary role in relation to man, being relegated to the position of the other. Man has been enabled to transcend and control his environment. In highlighting this subordination, the book explains how the so called essence of woman was in fact created at many levels economic, political, religious, and by historical developments representing the interests of men. Beauvoir points out the fundamental asymmetry of the terms masculine and feminine. Masculinity is considered to be the absolute human type, the norm or standard of humanity. A man thinks of his body as a direct and normal connection with the world, whereas he regards the body of woman as a hindrance, a prison. Humanity thus is generalized as male, and man defines woman not in herself but as a relative to him. She is not regarded as an autonomous being. She is the incidental, the inessential, as opposed to the essential. He is the subject, he is the absolute, she is the other. Woman's otherness seems to be absolute because, unlike the subordination of other oppressed groups such as Jews and Black Americans, her subordination was not the result of a historical event or social change, but is partly rooted in her anatomy and physiology. Women have never achieved cohesion as a group. If they belong to the middle class, they identify with males of that class rather than with working class women. The division of the sexes is a biological fact, not an event in human history. She is the other in a totality of which the two components are necessary to one another. Woman has no autonomous history. Two essential factors paved the way for women's prospective equality. One was her ability to share in productive labor, and the second was her recently acquired freedom from the slavery of reproduction through contraception. Woman's obstinate dilemma is the reconciliation of her productive and reproductive roles. The myth of woman exerts an important influence not only in the world of literature but equally in everyday life. The myth substitutes for actual experience, a transcendent idea which is timeless and unchangeable. Because this idea is beyond or above the realm of actual experience, it is endowed with absolute truth. This myth of the eternal feminine is opposed to the dispersed, contingent, and multiple existences of actual women. Of all these myths, the one most deeply anchored in masculine hearts is that of the feminine mystery. What underlines the feminine mystery is an economic substructure of subordination. Mystery always belongs to the vassal, the colonized, the slave.